Well, this is, I don't know what part of uh, Super 2100 or 2100 Super accidental restoration. Uh, when somebody restored the saw, I believe they used an epoxy primer and they put it on thick. The problem is that they never really cleaned off any of the oil or old sawdust and grease and oil and dirt off of it before they sprayed it, or at least they didn't get all of it off. So they sprayed over top of it, and then they put a cheap top coat on it. So it started flaking a little bit, but when I started to try to refinish a couple pieces, it was obvious it's all going to have, 99% it's going to have to come off. So I'm down to a few pieces. I haven't gotten this deconstructed yet. I kind of like to leave the cylinder and everything on until I get to the last. Right here's where the oil deal is, so I won't have to worry about that. But I'm down to on this one just pretty much cleaning it with I use like a Zep cleaner, simple green, whatever, a good lye cleaner will get this pretty good. So I've got these parts all pretty close to ready for a final wash. And these I painted with a red. I was going to go with red. Now I'm going to change the color on these to a little more orange red. I'm going to still strip that. That's got the old paint and primer on it. This oil reservoir, the bolts were on, the screws were on there as tight as I could get them, or as tight as they were, but there was still a wobble in it. So, I mean, I know it couldn't have sealed. Because there was a wobble, and you could see daylight between the gasket and the body. It fit here. So when this thing was actually on, you could actually wobble it a little bit. And those screws were a bear to get out. They were maybe stripped, cross-threaded. I mean, not stripped, it's cross-threaded. So I ordered another one of these and a gasket. And there's two lines. There's a hard line here, oil return for the manual oiler, and then one right here, pickup line for the auto oiler. Well, the manual oiler, the screen, the filter had broken off inside the reservoir. So I ordered another one of those. And this handle, I tried to fix this with some JB Weld, and I thought about doing it again with something with some aluminum in it, but that piece is so thin across here. See if I can get a good shot at how broken it is. It's just deteriorated too bad that I don't believe that I can get a good solid piece with JB or an epoxy there. So I found one of these pretty reasonably priced for the whole thing, brand new, not used, for around 40 bucks. So I went ahead and bought that along with this, and then I got all the gaskets to go with all this. So as soon as I get some more cleanup work done, we'll start on the washing process, and then after that we'll air dry it and let and pick out get an epoxy primer and an epoxy finish. I'm going to keep on painting these with a 2-part epoxy, or something more durable than a spray can. Some of those look okay, they just don't last. So we'll see. But I've got so many other projects. I got a 400 here that I'm having some trouble with the electrical on it. And as soon as you can see what they did is that little hole in the bottom of the cover, they put a electronic chip in it. When I undid it, there were no points in it. So I'm putting it all back original. So I was working on that when this came along. So, and if anybody knows why if this is the correct flywheel for a 400, normally these flywheels I see for the XL series are much taller. But these are like an early flywheel. But it is a Weco. Well, actually, it's a Prestolite. It says Weco, yeah. But I'm not sure that this is the correct flywheel for that 400, but see, that's a Terry 400, and it might be a little bit different. So it doesn't. I don't have a Terry manual. No one. Those are pretty hard to come by. So we'll just have to wait and see if that'll still work when I get a new coil on it, a new condenser, because other than that, I don't know what else could be wrong. I bought a used coil and condenser, and they said it was in running shape, and I put a set of points in it, and I couldn't get fire out of it, so we'll try it again. But all that and projects everywhere else, it's ongoing.